Okay, friends, this is like super brave, no makeup, sweaty, dirty. Haven't slept in 24 hours. Jeremy took a shower, but I haven't done that yet.
And I'm sweaty again.
Because I need to cool off so I can go to bed. So this is day 44 of our 60-day journey on YouTube of our Liberia adoption. And today was a lot of fun. So, like, looking back on today, it went really well. But there were a lot of pitfalls.
We flew a lot.
So, I think no one's really gotten to understand, like, I said yesterday, there was, like, a 47-second video of the peanut. So, you need to describe the peanut butter thing.
Peanut butter thing, okay. So,
I was flirting with TSA.
So, TSA
rules.
Found some peanut butter in my carry-on, which is a giant backpack. It was a little single-serving Jif things.
Like, not like as small as, like, but like the circle kind.
It tested positive for explosives. So with that...
Well, it set off an alarm for explosives, but there were no explosives in it.
Well, they had to do random sampling and test it. So,
I was like, just throw them away. And then they were like, well, now that you've set off the alarm...
We got to call the supervisor. But anyway, this nice man, he got a little frisky with me and patted me down. Man, they really pat you down. Hello.
I mean, people say that, but Jeremy was like telling me.
I told the guy, I was like,
touched me here and there.
I told the guy he was going to buy me dinner after that.
There. He was really nice, though.
He was very nice. He has adopted 6 kids, so he was super pumped about our trip. He shared pictures of his kids. Very nice. It was a good experience, considering all the, a man touching me.
But right before that, we lost our stroller access.
Yep. Got to the Delta gate, and they're like, or the check-in.
They're like, you got to check that. And I'm
you
like,
got to check that. January 1st, we changed our policy.
This has been my, like, plan. And I'm like, what policy changed?
You can no longer take it to the...
Like, I feel like if you're flying with kids, it should be in big red letters. You may not check a stroller at the gate. But it turns out you can, sort of. And they broke it, too. So we're going to have to, like, fix it and then email Delta. Delta did a pretty good job. But then the other thing is our gate. So we flew from Nashville to JFK on the same flight. So you buy it together. We did change airlines and then jump on A-Sky this afternoon, which was my decision. And I rolled the dice on that one. And I made a mistake. Well, we made it, but it was...
Well,
it was like, I mean, I really think, like, there's a lot of people praying for us and sending out a lot of, like, positive, hopeful thoughts and prayers. And, like, I felt it today because it seemed like even though we were, like, really close to missing 2 separate flights last night and today, we weren't really that close to missing the flight yesterday, but
so
if you can't board early, it's really hard to get all your stuff put in the thing.
So Delta did a good job. They kept the planes in the air. That's always a victory.
They did, but their gates are so spread out. So
when
like
we landed in JFK, it was 3 miles, I bet.
Yeah, and there was a time change too, which threw me off.
So we had an hour.
We thought we had 2 hours.
And we had to,
thank
you, Delta, for putting your gate so far apart. Good grief.
We probably had walked 2 miles with our kids, and we didn't have the stroller. So, like, I would have checked everything. More bags. I would have brought less snacks if I'd have known that our kids were going to have to carry stuff. Plus, our little one's, like, coughing. She's better. But, like, she can't carry stuff. And then my middle child's, like, mad because it's not fair that the little one's... She's like, I don't mind carrying 2 backpacks, but Lexi needs to stay at least just one. And I'm like, she's, like, about to just fall over. Like, she can't carry one. And she's looking at me like, if I could set you on fire with my eyes, that's what this would look like. But they powered through. And they didn't throw any major, like, fits or start crying or anything. One of them got a little bit misty-eyed because we said we were almost there, and then she had to walk, like, a lot longer.
Yeah, the moving sidewalks were a good morale booster.
Well, I mean, our oldest was, like, powering through, like, let's get there. And then the middle was like, it's not fair. And the little one was like...
They kept dropping stuff every 100 feet. It was awful.
So do the math on the fact that we all decided to carry... So we were going to check 3 bags. Then we ended up having to check the stroller. So once we checked the stroller, we checked 4 bags. So we checked 4 and the stroller. So we had 5 pieces of luggage that we didn't have to see again, hopefully, until we got to Africa. And then when we got to Africa, we had to spend some time with them. So here's what happened. So you want to go through play by play what happened when we got to A-Sky to change over?
So we
had a good flight.
had a good
We
flight.
didn't really sleep that much because our youngest was coughing all night.
So we're still Delta. We land in Accra, and they're like, okay, now one of us, we're like, well, we don't know what to do.
Well, there's signs. Actually, I knew what to do. It's like transferring passengers. So you're not leaving the airport. You're just transferring. You're just going
Right.
to the next. So like usually like if I were to fly, it's just there's no international flights that end in Liberia. Like there's just not. I mean, there's a few every now and then, but like usually you have to switch airlines. Sometimes you can fly United or Ethiopia Air and not change airlines, but you pay a lot more, and it's not like flying with Delta where you can, use your Sky Miles and have these discounts and refundable tickets. So I was like, all we gotta do is change to one airline. And Ghana Airport is like really not big.
Thankfully, it's not big.
We go to the transferring, and we stand there at the desk, and she looks at me, and first I'm like, oh, she's not gonna like me. And of course, our kids are carrying everything because we don't have. So we have 9 bags. So really, Jeremy and I are carrying 3 bags apiece. So that's 6. And then our oldest child is sometimes carrying 1, sometimes not. Our middle child's carrying 2, and like plotting our death, I'm pretty sure. So that's 9. And they're not huge carry-ons. Like ours are, but like theirs are not. But like once you walk 5 miles, I don't care what you're carrying. If you're 7 years old, but what I had planned on is putting her in the stroller. I was just gonna put her in the stroller. I knew she couldn't walk that far.
Put stuff around her.
So to get our bag, okay, so FYI, if you're doing the whole Delta A-Sky thing, you can do it. It's just you can't check anything and do it. So and not miss your flight.
We had an hour.
We
and
almost missed our flight. We had an hour and a half from the time the tires touched down in one plane till the time the tires lift off on the other plane.
So I had to get a gentleman to help me walk through, get a visa.
Well, first we talked to the
Ghana.
lady that looks at us and it's like, you can't do that. And
So
I'm
we
like,
had to
well,
get our luggage. We had to go get the 4 items or 5 items we had checked. And the only way to do that was for one of us to get a visa for Ghana.
So you have to get a Ghana visa. I knew we could get
just
Ghana
to go
visas.
to the luggage.
So I did know that we could get same day at the gate Ghana visas for $50. Like I knew that. So because I was like, there's a strong possibility if this Delta flight's late, we'll miss the A-Sky flight and we'll have to spend the night in Ghana. And if that happens, there's Marriott right down the road, and that's what we'll do. We'll just go to the Marriott. But we'll all have to get $50 Ghana visas, which is 50 times 5 is $250. So we're not going to do that if we don't have to.
Yeah.
But like I realized that I was cutting it close. I was really cutting it close without my wonderful old stroller.
So we had to separate.
So Jeremy, so the lady makes the suggestion, you guys go on through boarding and go onto the plane and wait for him there. And I'm like, I'm not gonna board without him. She's like, yeah, but you and the kids can go on through. He needs to get all the luggage, and he needs to go get a visa. And Jeremy's like,
I got what?
and then he's like walking away and leaving me with all 9 bags, 9 carry-on bags. And so I'm like, I can't carry all of it. And our 7-year-old, like, had I not been carrying other things, I probably would have carried her just because she's so tired. She's coughing. She doesn't feel good. And I just probably would have put her in a Tula. But I can't because I have to carry 4 bags. So Jeremy so I get the older 2 kids that are literally like, I didn't even try to bribe them. I was like, I'm going to start crying if you guys don't help me. I really am. I need you. And I'm sorry, and it's my fault, and I'm sorry, and it's just, and there's no promises, there's no bribes, there's no we're almost there, it's just, I'm sorry they took our stroller. So we got to see our stroller, and it was working, because you put it down. I don't know.
I never put it down.
Anyway.
So anyway, I had 4 guys that
it's broken now, so we got to work on it. These guys were nice. I felt like they were just
nice.
Little angels that Audrey had been praying for.
And I was glad to tip them whatever. I
don't think they even would have cared, honestly.
They helped me get all my bags.
Jeremy was like a VIP diplomat.
They were one of the main guys that was helping me. He was like taking me because he knew my flight was about to take off, so he took me to everything, like bypassing people. And I was like,
luckily he didn't have as much peanut butter, or I guess it wasn't as suspicious. I took my watch off. I took my watch. Well, so the girls and I, with 9 carry-on bags, had to go through like conveyor belt security, take off your shoes, all that jazz, all over again. And so they're like, and I have to pull out all their tablets. Well, we packed 5 Kindle Fire tablets. They're our old tablets. They're all like airplane mode, downloads of movies and books we know they like, games they can play on the plane. Like, it's great. And we brought 5 for 2 reasons. Number 1, we're getting 2 more kids, and we had 5. Number 2, they're tiny. And number 3, if one of them goes dead, we just pass them one. It's great. But you have to pull them all out because they count as laptops. This is not good. So I'm trying to, like, figure out, and they're like, well, we think you left one of the computers in. I'm like, is that really a problem? And the guy was like, I found a water bottle, too. I don't know if he left it, gave it back. I can't find it now. I'm like, I'm sorry, there's no explosives or vodka in there. Like, do you want me to dump it out? Just throw it away. I took my watch off, and I could have sworn I thought somebody stole my watch. Because I got to the gate waiting for Jeremy after we went through all this rigmarole. And I'm like, you know what? I deserved it. If they stole my watch, I deserved it. But no, I found it in my backpack later. This nice guy that was trying to help me. Because you can imagine, like, okay, me, my 3 kids who are exhausted, and 9 bags of carry-on luggage. And I'm like, and I was going to bring the rolling kind, but it was so much bigger and bulkier. And I just, again, I was really counting on that Wonderfold.
Yeah, Delta let us down.
So when we got the Wonderfold back today, we did use it when we were going through the Liberia airport. And it really did come in handy. And it's still, it's working right now, but the handle's broke. So we have to get after it with the Leatherman here in a little bit tomorrow. So then what happened?
Where are we at now?
I thought you were pretty smooth. So so literally Jeremy's like running to the gate with a sweatshirt on because he had to buy a sweatshirt in Tennessee because Devin was like, we're going to freeze on the plane, you're really going to need long sleeves. And he even like, and I'm like, well, just go buy one. But like, he's like, I can't take it off because there's no time and I can't carry it. So he just wore it.
I was just dripping sweat at every step.
You're such the good guy,
like,
though. You're like, hi guys, here I am. Like, I mean, never broke personality. I mean, I was really hanging in there. I was like, he's coming. I let them scan our boarding passes, but we were not going to get on the plane unless Jeremy was with us. But then there was this nice lady that had helped us with our visas, and she's like coming around. She's like, he's coming. I felt like there were 3 different people that were kind of in charge that were just going to stop the plane if they had to and be like, you're just going to need to give them a few more minutes. Like, it felt that way to me.
So after all that, it was
a good presence. It was like, I don't know.
We still weren't the last ones on the plane.
We weren't the last one,
other guy.
But I mean, it was like Jeremy was like VIP status, like pushing through all this stuff. He's like running with the Wonderfold.
Yeah.
But I'm like, do you still have your passport? He's like, I think so.
It was a mess. And then we had we ready to talk about landing in Liberia?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that we've been
so
many bad
stories.
It was great.
I mean, I can see where there's no AC at the terminal, and it's like, there's a lot of people. We just kind of took our time, let everybody get off the plane.
Here's my recommendation with you have a lot of kids and a lot of baggage, is just wait. Because there's a big bus you have to get on, and then they take you. It's not that far that they take you, but they'll send the bus back. Like, they'll let everybody get off and come back and get you.
And it's literally like,
so
takes you 100
don't
yards,
rush getting off the plane. Don't rush. Because there were some people pushing and being upset, but we were just chill McGill. Jeremy... There was a guy that was in charge. He's like had a badge on and everything. He was like on staff at the airport. And he was asking, what were we doing? And we did let them help us with our bags, Jeremy, and tipped them before we left. But they were super helpful because they let me go stand by the side with the kids. So the kids never had to talk to immigration officers at all.
Yep.
Jeremy had everything in his hand. So they never nobody ever talked to them. We just stood and they just looked at us and then moved on. So Jeremy handled everything from that standpoint. And I let Jeremy be in charge of all the tipping. And right now we're at the Labasa Eco Lodge just for tonight. It's pretty bougie. They bring us dinner on our porch. It was great with cheeseburgers. They were good.
So good.
The kids, Lakey, our middle child, who's super picky, she had some wings that she liked. So that was good. But yeah, those guys were waiting for us. So they're like, when we walked out of Liberia's airport, they're like standing there with a sign with my name. So I highly recommend either staying at Labasa is not that far of a drive. It was about 35 minutes.
Yeah, he said an hour, but I feel like we went a lot faster than we normally would. The only thing was like
when we got here and they carried all our bags in and they pushed the Wonderfold.
So there was a lot of smoke for some reason. There was a lot of fires, like just on the side, like people burning
trash.
Fires. Yeah, but we had our windows down, and our youngest with a cough, it did not help at all. So they rolled up the windows and we cranked the AC, but.
Yeah.
It was a little...
Drivers were really nice.
Yeah.
I rode in one car with our luggage, and then Jeremy rode with the girls in the other car. And they were nice guys. And they're like, they do this gig a lot for this one resort. So, if you get those... And some people know drivers in Liberia, and we probably could have used one of those references. But there's something to be said for someone who always comes and picks up people and then brings them here and there, like they're just good at it. So the dinner was good. There's no air conditioning, but it's still, I think it'll be pretty nice. It's hot. I think it's because we're hot. You know, everybody took a shower except for me. But it did. Like, there were these moments where I was like, kind of cutting it close here. Because you can travel for 25 to 26 hours and have these long layovers and connections where you got plenty of time to get there. Or you can be here in 14 hours and push your kids a little harder than you should. And I think what I've learned is, like, I mean, we could have checked so many more bags. We could have done so much more stuff. But I think what I've learned is you end up right before you leave wanting to take more stuff because you know that there's a need here. But then you're torn between, like, the needs here and my need to go easy on my kids, you know? Because, I mean, like, what am I doing if I'm torturing my kids? So I don't feel like they were tortured. They weren't mad at us. They didn't call, like, a family meeting. Sometimes the middle child will call a family meeting, kind of, and be like, we have to talk. The kids are mad. And you're going to have to do better. But that didn't happen. You know when she comes to us with these, we want to tell you something kind of thing.
There were a couple of times I felt like we were in the Amazing Race and we were trying to get somewhere.
I mean, I was just looking down this corridor thinking, don't cry, don't cry. And my watch isn't on my arm, and I'm like, I deserve for something to be stolen today. Because I pushed them too hard. I'm thinking I've pushed everybody too hard. But I did have my backup plan, to be fair. But I did. Yeah. But we're still here, and then we're here in 24 hours, and it's dark, and we're going to go to bed. And breakfast is going to be brought to our porch. So I'll show you guys I'll try to get a quick video of the place we're staying. And these people are so nice too. Like, the first thing that the driver said, he was like, have you ever been here before? And I was like, no. And I told him why we were here and what our purpose was here. And I told him how, I wanted to stay somewhere nice the first night, just to have just a day for other people to kind of cook for us and do stuff for us. And there's a pool we're going to enjoy tomorrow here. And he said, thanks for the work. And, like, there's a lot of them that said that, thanks for the work. And for him, like, the other guy said the same. I think they're brothers, the guys that drove us today. But, like, sometimes, I mean, here, that's one of the main problems is the opportunities are scarce for what you can do for employment.
Yeah. So
him saying thanks for the work was, I was like, absolutely. But, yeah, I mean, like, it's nice. And I'm sure they're used to Americans coming through for different things, and, I'm proud of Liberia. They've come a long way.
Yeah.
And they were so nice to us. Welcome. But I really think it's just Jeremy's very smooth. He's like, hey, man.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Good afternoon.
I'm here with my 4 women, thinking about, growing my family.
The gentleman
that's why I'm here.
And I forgot his name. He messaged me on WhatsApp, but I don't have a signal yet, so I can't get it.
I just I want to know, like, are you going to be working the next time we come through the airport?
Well, I asked him, and he said he was working all the time. And I told him we may have 2 more with us.
And there was like this main guy that was kind of in charge. He was kind of training this other guy on how to help us with our bags while we were still. So I kind of overhearing him talk. He's like, kind of, stay where they can see their bags and see you. And I could tell this. I mean, I got a good feeling about this guy, and no intention of robbing us. I mean, all of our stuff is certainly here. No intention of any kind of, not to say there's not people that are desperate enough to steal from you. There certainly is. But it was like he was kind of learning, like, how to provide a service to us that we're comfortable with, that we would, add to his pockets for, just to move stuff through. And when you don't know where, and then it's just nice. When you walked out and saw the sign, Rachel Smith, it's like, touchdown.
I think that's us. There are a lot of people standing out there, though.
Yeah. We have our drivers, AB and his brother, and we had Maxon at Labas Eco Lodge, made sure everybody was waiting for us, even though I think he messaged me on WhatsApp and I may not have gotten back to him right away. And William's been our server here and our host here. He's come around a few times, brought us food. He has our breakfast order, no pressure, everything's relaxed. We asked for an extra mattress because the girls, nobody wants to sleep next to the coughing kid, and the 2 that aren't coughing really don't fit in the same space. So we're taking care of that, and we're trying to figure out how to get her to stop coughing. She doesn't have a fever or anything. It's just cough, cough, cough.
It hurts me every time.
Mm-hmm. Try talking her into the cough drop again. 10 minutes of the cough drop. Let her come color or something while I'm taking a shower and see if she wants to. It's hard because we're so out of our normal, and like we can't, like this has been the first time she's been able to rest, and it's just like she's not sick enough not to travel, but like it just keeps on. So
Yeah.
hoping that's gonna be on soon. What else?
I'm tired.
Yeah. I told Jeremy I wanted to throw away all of our stuff when I was in at the gate.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna pack swimsuits.
When I'm
this
at the
time.
gate with my 3 kids and us just waiting for Jeremy, and like thinking like, and I mean it's the thing is the checked luggage is stuff that were for. I mean most of that stuff is for other people, and like now there is like a bottle of ketchup in there for our daughter, but just in case. Of course there's ketchup everywhere here, but like it was just one of those things. She's like, I really don't think I can live without ketchup. I'm like, oh, let's just take it. But you can do that to the point where you drown in it, and the more time you have to pack, the harder it is.
Yep.
So, but anyways, everybody's happy. Everybody's clean except for me. Liberia's been very kind to us so far.
Yeah. It was visually stunning. They're driving out here, just
A lot of poverty.
A lot of poverty.
A lot of cool people.
I kind of knew about that, but it was just kind of weird seeing it.
Yeah. All right, day 44.
Rock and roll.
Bye, guys.
Bye.